Hello, good morning, good afternoon. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to my wonderful fans. How are you guys? I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. How are you guys, my wonderful fans? I'm just going to be brief today. I'm not going to waste much of your time. I just want to reconnect with my fans and just to have a chit chat and see how you guys are enjoying your holiday. All right. If you guys cannot hear my audio, somebody should let me know if my audio is not clear. All right. It's good to be celebrating and enjoying the Christmas holiday. And then I hope you guys had a wonderful time with your family members, friends, and acquaintances. All right. And we are wishing everybody in this coming new year that we're all going to enjoy the new year. And I wish everyone that this new year shall be a good year for everybody. All right. And I hope you guys are also being cautious of what you guys eat at this time of the holiday. Do not be carried away. Do not be carried away on what you eat. All right. Remember, you have to make sure that you are not tempted to be carried away in what you consume. All right. So you must make sure you watch what you eat. All right. So, okay. So this is a watch along fan zone. Today being the 27th of December. Okay. Just going to be here to have a chat with anybody that is going to be online, just to you know have a general chat and answer some few questions if you have. And for those that are joining me or coming across my page this time, you are welcome to this page. If this is your first time to join this page, you are welcome. All right. You are welcome. If this is your first time to come across this page, you are welcome. And if you've not joined this page, I kindly advise you to follow me, subscribe to my page, so that anytime that there's a new content, all right, being dropped, you'll be notified. Okay. All we do in this page, we discuss about health issues relating to diabetics. Okay. All we do in this page, we talk about diabetics and all its complications. Anything that has to do with diabetics is what we deal with. So if you have any question, all right, regarding battling the issue of diabetics, you're welcome to ask, all right, comment. That is what we do in this page. So if this is your first time coming across this page, all right, you are welcome. You can also follow me on YouTube, okay, on Instagram, okay, on Facebook. I'm there. So, okay, we discuss all about diabetics. That is what we discuss in this page. So, once again, today is Watch Along Fan Zone question and answer, a day after Christmas broadcast. Okay, I'm not discussing anything in particular regarding diabetics, except you ask questions regarding diabetics, then I'll be able to answer. All right, I'm here to just to hang around with my fans and then have a discussion. Okay, have a discussion. That is what we do here. All right. So I'm gonna be. If you see me looking down, I'm just going through my notepad. See those that are watching online. If there is any question that I can answer, then I will take it up from here. Okay. All right. There are a couple of. There's one question here. I'm gonna try to see. Uh, there's a question here. Please indicate where you are watching me from. If indicate where you are watching me from. I'm answering a question. Somebody sent me a question on somebody sent me a question, a message. The name is Yvonne. It says, "Good morning. My uncle have diabetics for 10 years. Get stroke 4 times already. The timing now is bleeding in his head. Just want to know help or advice you can give for that." This question was sent online. This question was sent by Yvonne Skit. It says his uncle has diabetes 10 years ago and has already got strokes 4 times, and now he's bleeding in his head. Just want to know if there's any advice that I can give. I'll give you my own take on that. I will give you my own take on that. All right. All right. This person sent me a question on sent me a message that just waiting for everybody to come online, and then we can take it from there before I answer that question. While you guys, I'm trying to wait for everybody to come online, and then we can take it from there. While you guys, I'm trying to wait for everyone to come online, then we can take it from there. While you guys, I'm trying to wait for everyone to come online, then we can take it from there. I'm trying to see. Trying to see. Okay. All right. I got a question. I got a question from a fan online. I'm waiting for everyone to come online. Just exercise patience. Let's give them another 5 minutes. Everybody come online. Let's give another 5 minutes to everybody to come online, join, and then we can now start. I have one question already from a fan online. Okay, I'm going to answer that question, but I'm just going to wait for some few minutes let everybody come online. Okay. So uh, share the broadcast, and let everybody know that that we're having a live broadcast so that we can have people joining. So today I'm not discussing any topic in particular. I'm just reconnecting with my fans, wishing you guys happy Merry Christmas, New Year. Share some stories, what you guys are doing for this Christmas period. Any visitations? Do you travel to the village? Are you in the city? And also, are you also being cautious of what you eat this Christmas period? Because I did mention in my Christmas broadcast that at the same time, do not be tempted and carried away on what you eat. It is very, very important you watch what you eat at this time. How are you guys? Inam, you are welcome. You are welcome. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. You are welcome. You are welcome. All right. You are welcome. Now, I have one question. A fan asked me a question. Okay, you're welcome, Inam. All right, somebody, one fan by the name Yvonne asked me a question online, and I'm going to go through that question. And I'm going to, it's a message, it's a private message. But Yvonne, if you are watching me, I'm going to reply you in your message. I know it's a private message you sent to me. I'm going to reply you as soon as I finish this broadcast. Okay, but I'm going to discuss it here. It's a very important question that you asked. Your cousin or your uncle has a diabetic. He's a diabetic and also a stroke patient. He has had stroke 4 times, and now he's bleeding from the head. Okay. There's something we call hemorrhage stroke. He's going through a hemorrhage stroke. Okay. A high blood sugar level increases the chance of a fat deposit or clot developing in the blood vessels. Okay. Diabetics causes a lot of problems. Once you're a diabetic, that is what it causes, a lot of health issues. Something that you might not even have a chance of developing, would develop because you have diabetics. Okay. So diabetes causes a lot of other health issues to develop. And why does it causes other health issues to develop is because you are not controlling your sugar level. Once you leave your sugar level uncontrolled for a long period of time, it causes other complications. You'll be hearing that word complications. It attacks other part of organs of your body to develop other issues that you might not even have. But because you are diabetics and you are diabetics is one thing, and then you are not controlling your sugar level. You see, one thing you have to understand with diabetics, having a diabetes is one problem. Controlling your sugar level is another issue. If you have a diabetics and you are controlling your sugar level very disciplined, you stand a chance of avoiding all these complications, all these head issues. You are going to live a healthy life. But if you have diabetics and you neglect it, you are not controlling it, you are not taking control of the sugar levels for a longer period of time, you're not even taking it seriously, then you are inviting all these complications to arise. So what does it do? A high blood sugar level increases the chance of a fatty deposit, okay, or a clot developing in the blood vessels. And once, okay, now, because of the clot developing in the blood vessels, this can block the flow of blood and prevent the oxygen from reaching the brain. Okay, so that is why we said it all the time. Oxygen is transported to the brain through the blood vessels. So when oxygen is not reaching the brain, that causes another consequences that can be fatal and even death. Because if your brain is not receiving enough oxygen, that could cause you a lot of problems, stroke or even death or even heart attack. So now, due to the level of increase of the blood sugar levels, you develop a chance of fatty deposit or a clot developing in the blood vessels. And when there's a clot developing in the blood vessels, it prevents enough oxygen being transported to the brain. And once that happens, you stand a chance, and again, if you're diabetics, to have a hemorrhagic stroke. That is why you start bleeding. Okay, Yvonne, I hope I've answered your question. I'm going to reply that question you sent to me on your private message. Okay, so people with diabetes also have a high risk of small bleeds in the brain. So these are the consequences. So this is the reason why your uncle is experiencing bleeding. I don't know how severe is the bleeding in the brain. Okay, that is why your uncle is experiencing this bleeding. Now he's diabetics. He has stroke 4 times, and now he's bleeding. So this is the reason why your uncle is having bleeding in the brain, and that is what we call hemorrhage stroke. Okay, so now the sugar level is not it's not controlling the sugar level. Okay, now there's an increase in the sugar level. Now that makes him to stand a chance of having a fatty deposit or a clot in the blood vessels. Remember, when there is a clot in the blood vessels, you can have stroke, heart attack, or this bleeding. Because why? Oxygen is not reaching the brain. And when there's not enough oxygen reaching the brain, then you stand a chance to have this slightest bleeding or hemorrhagic stroke. Okay, so that answers your question, Yvonne. Okay. Okay, so your uncle have to take it seriously. Your uncle have to take it seriously, this bleeding, because this could be fatal. Okay, that could be fatal. So your uncle should take it seriously and not to neglect it. I hope I've answered your question, Yvonne. Uh, let's send me another question. I need another question or stories. I need to hear stories from your side. What you guys, uh, how you guys celebrate. Can I have another question? I need another question. Can we have another question? Everybody is enjoying. I'm replying. I'm replying the question. I want to see anybody out there that there are no any other question. Everybody is busy with Christmas, enjoying. Who is out there? Why you guys? Are you? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Are you any question? Please indicate where you're watching me from. I'd like to know where you're watching me from. Okay. Where are you guys watching me from? I just finished answering the question now, one of the questions. So I'm waiting for any further question. If there's any further question that we can discuss about, or if there's any story that we need to share regarding your Christmas experience, then feel free. Okay, this is just watch along fan zone. There is no specific topic that I'm discussing today. I just want to touch base with my fans and wish them happy Christmas and New Year, and also remind them to be very careful, cautious of what they take. Do not be carried away. Do not be carried away in this Christmas period by eating anyhow, taking anything that you see. If you're a diabetic, you have to be cautious and disciplined, not to be carried away. Okay, it is very important you stay within the limits, or say no. Say no could not cause you any harm, but you have to be disciplined in what you take this Christmas time. Very, very important that you watch what you eat and what you drink. Okay, so let's 2024 be a new slate for you. Do not be carried away in taking anything that you don't want or your body don't want if you're a diabetic. Okay, so if there are any question, feel free to ask. I just answered one question that came online. Okay, I just answered one question that came online. There is no any further question. There is no any further question that I'm aware of. Let me see if there are any other question. If there are any other question online here. Oh yeah, I'm hungry. I'm hungry, hungry, hungry. I'm going to be here for a while. So if anybody has any specific question, feel free to ask, and also indicate where you are watching me from. There is no any other question here. So how are you guys? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Today's date is Any particular question? Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody. Nobody is asking me no question. Let me see if there is any. Let me see if there are questions. See if there's any other question. Uh, I'm hungry this morning. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I didn't even eat before. Okay, he's using medication, but it's not helping. They are claiming once you have stroke 4 times, you have finished with your order, or we have finished with other than that. Is okay. Just the high sugar levels and the bleeding in his head. We just want to take precautions. Um, the bleeding in the head is very, very bad. Okay, you have to stop that bleeding. There is a clot. There is a clot in the blood vessels. Yvonne, I don't know if you are listening to me. There is a clot in the blood vessels and need to be stopped. Okay, if he has stroke 4 times and is diabetics, and the medication is not working, and the blood sugar level is high, and the bleeding is there, that bleeding have to be stopped very, very urgently, because you are too much. You can't even allow to have bleeding in your head. So if your uncle is experiencing bleeding in the head, that has to be stopped. Okay, and reducing the sugar level also, and again opening the vessels. When there is a blood clot in the vessels, there's no flow of blood to the brain that carries oxygen. Now you are putting a pressure in your brain, and that is why now uh, there is a bleeding in the brain. So, and that could be fatal. So first thing, reduce the sugar level, and again, he has to be taken to surgery to remove those, to open up those clots, remove those blood clots, so allow the blood to flow. So um, there is no two ways about it. He has to undergo surgery to open up the arteries, the vessels, so that blood can flow, and they remove the blood clots. Otherwise, that could be fatal. If you are listening to me, okay. Um, Okay. How are you guys? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Indicate where you're watching me from, please. Okay. Uh, indicate where you are watching me from. The bleeding have to be stopped. All right. So, how are you guys? Everybody's quiet. Nobody's responding. Nobody's asking questions. So, um, okay. I think there's another question that comes in. Just excuse, pardon me. I have another question that comes in. Let me see what other question is all about. Yeah, I'm using my while I'm doing the live video. I have to go through my other phone to see the question. If there's any other question online, um, to answer. Okay. All right, all right, all right. There's no any question here. See? Fruits, avocado. If you have diabetes, nobody is online here today. Nobody is online here today. I'm trying to see. Somebody's asking me, how do you manage diabetics and hypertension together? Somebody's asking me, somebody online is asking me, how do you manage diabetics and hypertension together? So you are diabetics, and at the same time you are hypertensive. So you're having two issues at the same time. How do you manage it together? The same way you manage your diabetics is the same way you manage your hypertensive. Okay. So okay. So the same way you manage your diabetics is same way you're going to manage your hypertensive issues. Just a little different, little difference. Okay. So if you're hypertensive and then you are diabetics, and then how do you manage both of them? We all know how to manage if you're diabetics, we all know how to manage your diabetes issue. Now, what about your hypertensiveness? If you're hypertensive, and that means you have a high blood pressure, how do you manage it? One is make sure you have a healthy weight. Healthy weight correlates with diabetics. They are the same thing. You got to maintain a good weight, healthy weight. Maintaining a good weight is different from maintaining a healthy weight. You might maintain a good weight, but it's not healthy. So you have to make sure you maintain a good, healthy weight. It has to be both of them. Don't maintain one and leave the other. Your weight must be good and must be healthy. So maintain a good, healthy weight. Okay. Avoid excessive alcohol. Okay. Avoid excessive alcohol. For me, I would say stay away from alcohol. Alcohol does not give you any benefit. Alcohol doesn't give any benefit. So instead of avoiding excessive, that is, you don't take too much. If you can avoid it totally, don't take alcohol. You are more far better than taking a little. There's a difference between excessive and a social drinking. You might be a social drinker once in a while, yes. But to me, alcohol does not add you any health benefit. So one way to treat both of them is maintain a good healthy weight, avoid excessive alcohol, or stay completely away from alcohol. Okay. Then stop smoking. Okay. If you're a smoker, you have to stop smoking. Or at the same time, you stop smoking. If you're not a smoker, avoid secondhand smoke. What are those secondhand smoke? You see a smoker, okay, you stay around people that smoke, and then you are inhaling the smoke itself. That is what is called secondhand smoke. So make sure you are not around smokers, or don't go to clubs, beer parlors, bars where they smoke because you are going to be prone to secondhand smoke. So if you are not a smoker, avoid secondhand smoke. Don't stay around where there's too much smoke or people that smoke. And if you're a smoker, you have to stop smoking and avoid alcohol. Okay. And then you have to monitor your blood pressure constantly. The way you're monitoring your sugar level is the way you're going to monitor your blood pressure constantly. So these are both ways you can manage both illnesses together. How you can manage, because I have a question, how do you manage diabetics and hypertension together? And that is what I just explained. Okay, you got to deal both. As you are managing your sugar level, you also have to manage your blood pressure level. So that is what triggers for you to become hypertensive. So avoid smoking, stop smoking completely, maintain a good healthy weight, stop smoking, and stop taking alcohol, and then avoid secondhand smoke. You must avoid secondhand smoke. Do not hang around, go to clubs, bar, lounges, restaurants where they smoke. Those smoke you are inhaling is what we call secondhand smoke. That could be dangerous to you. And at the same time, as you're monitoring your blood sugar level, you also have to monitor your blood pressure level. So, and then you have to visit your doctor regularly for quarterly checkup to make sure everything is okay. So this is how you manage both illnesses together. Let's go to the next question. The other question says, how does hypertension lead to diabetics? How does hypertension lead to diabetics? Okay. Those that have been following me for a long time, I've discussed the correlation between diabetics, high blood pressure, and cholesterol. They are all linked. Diabetics will trigger high blood pressure and cholesterol. Okay. If you're diabetics and you are not controlling your sugar level, that could complicate issue for you to have high blood pressure. They are all interwoven. The same thing happens to your cholesterol issues. So that is why they ask you all the time to maintain your good sugar level in order not to cause other complications. So diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol. So now this question says, how does hypertension lead to diabetes? That is the reverse. Now, instead of how does diabetes lead to hypertension? Now the question is, how does hypertension lead to diabetes? Maybe there are people that are hypertensive and they are not diabetic. So how does being hypertensive makes you to be diabetic? That is the question now. It's now reversed. Okay. So that is the question I got. Please indicate where you are watching me from. Okay, I'd like to know where you guys are watching me from so that I can acknowledge your presence. And if this is your first time to come across my page, do not forget to hit the subscribe button, okay, and follow me on my page, and then also share the page. If this is your first time, if you've not become a full follower, try to follow me, because anytime like I'm on live video now or have any content drop, you'll be the first to be notified. Okay, we have to grow the numbers. Let's keep growing the numbers. Okay, and again, let's reach a wider audience. Let's reach a wider audience. When you subscribe and then you share the video to your friends, that is how you let others that are going through what they are going through join the community, and then we can share ideas and opinions regarding diabetics. Okay, so if this is your first time coming across my page, you're welcome. If you've not subscribed, kindly do so, subscribe. And also, if you want, there are tons of videos on my page that you can go and watch at your own pace. Okay, we have tons of videos on my page regarding diabetics, cholesterol issues, high blood pressure that can be meaningful to you and to your health issues. Or if you're a caregiver, that can give you more knowledge on how to be a good caregiver to a loved one that are diabetics. Okay, so let's go to the question. It says, how does hypertension lead to diabetics? Okay. Now, another question coming. I'm going to finish with this question before going to another question. All right, let's answer the question. How does hypertension lead to diabetes? Okay, now before is how does diabetics lead to high blood pressure? I've discussed that in the past. I have tons of video on my page that explain to you how does diabetes lead to cause you to have high blood pressure. Now the question is, you might be hypertensive and not diabetic. So how does hypertension lead you to become diabetic? Okay, it's just the reverse. Stress. Number one issue is stress, oxidative stress. There's something called oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is when you have we have too much stress levels. We have too much stress levels. When you have a high proportion of stress that you are undergoing through, there are some stresses that you might be undergoing through. You can feel your heartbeat. You can feel the tension in your heartbeat. Okay, then you are now getting to the edge. You are now pushing it to the edge limit. So that is what we call oxidative stress. Stresses that is too overbearing can lead you to from being hypertensive to diabetics. Now, inflammation of the body, of the organs, of the nerves can also contribute, making you from being hypertensive to diabetics. Inflammation, okay? And the activation of the immune system can also contribute you to have from the hypertensive to diabetics. What do I mean by the activation of the immune system? Remember, on type 1 diabetes or the type 2 diabetes, okay, one out of them attack the immune system. Your body attack the immune system itself. Your own body attack itself to cause you to become diabetics. So when there's the activation of the immune system, whereby either your body is producing little or no insulin, and then you cannot control your sugar level, or it's over producing the insulin that your body needs, but your body doesn't know how to exercise the authority that it has to use those insulin to control the sugar levels. Now, when your body goes into active to attack your immune system and start destroying it. That can lead you also to have diabetes. And remember, when your body attacks your own immune system, your pancreas, your metal cells that is inside the pancreas, the metal cells is the one thing that is more important in your pancreas. And once those metal cells are being attacked and damaged, two things occur. Excuse me. Excuse me, sorry. Two things occur. When those metal cells in your pancreas is attacked and it becomes damaged or ineffective, two things occur. It has to do with your your insulin. Does your pancreas not produce enough insulin that your body needs to regulate the sugar level in your bloodstreams? Or does it produce more than enough that your body required to regulate the sugar level in your bloodstream? And one thing you have to understand, too much of insulin in your body system have an adverse effect. You don't want to have too much excessive insulin in your body, just lying around, flowing around. That causes you another health issue. So when those metal cells are destroyed, because your body now attack itself and then trigger those activation of the immune system by destroying your metal cells in your pancreas, then you have those two issues. That can also contribute to you from being hypertensive to diabetics. Okay, so in more or less, they are all interwoven. You could see the way you manage your diabetes is the same way you're going to manage your high blood pressure. Okay, you got to make sure your blood pressure remains the normal level. Do not allow it to go too much high, because when it goes too much high, that is when it starts triggering other organs of your body, either goes to diabetes or the cholesterol issues. So effectively controlling your high blood pressure at all times, monitoring your blood pressure, reducing and not make sure you are not in stresses. Okay, make sure you are not in stresses at all. Nothing stresses you at all. And then you are living an active life. When I say active life, being exercise, you're exercising frequently, keeping fit, eating a healthy food. All those things mitigate against you developing diabetes, even though you're hypertensive. So you could see that hypertension, diabetes, even the cholesterol issues have the same way you can manage them. It's all about eating a healthy food, being active, okay, balancing your diet, reducing your weight, know what you eat, and then make sure that your sugar level, your blood pressure level, your cholesterol issues, your HDL, all are in normal range. In that way, you can be lucky not to be diabetes or have high cholesterol issues. So now, instead of diabetes leading you to cause you to have high blood pressure, now you're hypertensive, but you're not diabetic. And the question is that how does hypertension cause you to have diabetes? That is what I just explained. That first of all, you have to make sure that you avoid stresses at all times. Again, controlling your blood pressures at all times is very, very important. Living a healthy life. If you're living an unhealthy life, you're eating anything that you want that triggers your immune system to be attacked, and then the destruction of your metal cells, that can also cause you to have diabetes, even though you're hypertensive. So you got to be very, very careful the way you manage your hypertension, in order, even though you are not diabetic, but you have to be very, very careful to make sure that you manage your high blood pressure very well, keeping the normal range at all times, understanding the numbers, interpreting the numbers, eating a healthy food, okay? Make sure you're reducing your weight. Abstain from those things as not to do, like stop smoking. If you're a smoker, you have to stop smoking. If you drink alcohol, reduce your alcohol intake or stop it totally, and avoid secondhand smoke. Okay? Inflammation of the body, make sure anything that can trigger the inflammation of the body, or if you feel that you have an inflammation of the body, see your doctor immediately to treat it. So these are certain areas that you have to keep your eye on in order to avoid you being diabetes, even though you are hypertensive. So I believe I have answered your question on that. Let's go to the next question. Okay. I'm using my phone to read the questions now. For all those my fans that cannot hear me, all right, sorry, I'm broadcasting from my phone this time around. I'm on the road. So now I'm going to see how I can put it across so that you guys can read and understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, because I have some fans that are deaf, they can't hear me, but they advise me to put it across the screen so they can understand what I'm saying. I'm going to activate my caption so that it's going to be showing. Okay. I'm going to activate my caption before posting the video so that you can follow me and understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. Another question I'm seeing they're asking me here is what is the diet for hypertension and diabetics? What is the diet for hypertension and diabetics? That is the question that just came in now. What is the diet for hypertension and diabetics? What is the diet for hypertension and diabetics? Please indicate where you are watching me from. Indicate. It is very, very important you indicate where you are watching me from. I could see many people are watching, but they are not indicating on the screen for me to acknowledge them where they are watching. Please indicate where you are watching me from. Okay. I have so the Ekama Esen watching from Sierra Leone. You are welcome. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Esen. Ekama Esen. These names don't sound Sierra Leone. I know you are watching from Sierra Leone, but they sound more or less a Nigerian. Esen. Esen. It's a Nigerian name. Am I right? Watching from Sierra Leone, Ekama Esen. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. All right. So the question that I'm about to answer is, what is the diet for hypertension? I got a question. What is the diet for hypertension and diabetics? The answer is very simple. You guys know the answer a lot. As I said, from what I've been saying before, the way you manage diabetics is the way you manage your hypertension and your cholesterol issues. The diet are similar. Okay, there's nothing difference. Emma Insak watching from Egypt. You are welcome. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Emma watching from Egypt. Merry Christmas. Okay. Now, the diets for hypertension and diabetics is more or less similar. Okay. If you are hypertensive, you are having a diabetics, or you have cholesterol issues, your diet are similar. Remember that I'm going to repost that video again because you have to watch that video to understand why I say they are all interwoven. Now, we all know diabetics issue. First of all, let me just go back. I'm going to answer this question they asked, but let me just take you back a little bit. How diabetics cause you to be hypertensive? If you're not controlling your sugar level, why your diabetic issue can cause you to be hypertensive and have a bad cholesterol issues. Because everything have to start from your diabetics. If you are not controlling your sugar level at all times, okay, if you are not disciplined, taking control of your sugar level at all times, that can lead you to be hypertensive, have a high blood pressure, and at the same time develop cholesterol issues. And I've said it in the past, too much elevation of your sugar level in the bloodstream is bad. You must make sure your sugar level remains normal at all times. It does not say your sugar level should be normal today and tomorrow high, the next day normal. No, it has to be normal constantly all the time. And when your sugar level remains normal constantly all the time, you are avoiding other complications that might come out of it. Because when your sugar level rises above the normal level, what it does, it attacks other organs of your body. And the first point of call is your kidney. If it can get hold of your kidney and destroy it, that means you are getting closer to your grave. The next organ it attacks is your liver, because your liver stores the excess the energy that you need. Remember your carbohydrate. If you have food that are carbohydrate in your hand, like yam, cassava, these are all carbohydrate. But when you eat those food, when it goes into your body, it converts those carbohydrates into sugar. So even though you are avoiding putting sugar in your tea, or you see some food they say zero sugar, does not mean you can consume those items. You also have to look at the carbohydrate percentage. So if the percentage in the labeling says 0% sugar and the carbohydrate is 20-30%, still is too much, because those carbohydrates, when you consume it, is going to convert those carbohydrates into sugar in your body. Now, those excess sugar, when you have healthy liver, it goes and mop up those excess sugar and then store them in the cells of your body and in your liver, and then releases it back into your bloodstream when your body needs it. Like when we are talking, we are using energy to talk. You are using your energy to talk. When you are walking, you are cooking, you are running, you are now burning your energy. That's when your energy go low, you can feel tiredness, weak, dizziness. It means you have used most of your energy. So what does it do? Your body now goes into your liver or into the cells and the muscles of your body to extract some of those energy that is stored. And you see that when it puts them back into the bloodstream and your blood sugar rises to the normal, you gain your strength. Now, if you have too much excess sugar in your bloodstream, it goes above normal, above the normal. For instance, let's say this is the normal and your sugar level goes high. It becomes a problem. It starts looking other organs to attack. Once your sugar level goes high, it's like this, it goes into action, looking for other organs to attack and destroy. It goes to the kidney to make sure if I can destroy that kidney. And remember the importance of kidney in your body. Everything that you take from your mouth, you eat, has to be filtered through the kidney. It must go and answer the call of nature, pass through the kidney, and the kidney is going to filter the good aspect that your body needs, and then remove the excess waste that your body doesn't need through waste, urine, or you go to the stool. So when your excess sugar, you become diabetic, it destroys the kidney or the liver. And that is why they say you must control your sugar level at all times. Now, for instance, when you have a normal sugar level in your bloodstream, I'm going to come to answer this question, but I want to give you guys an insight how your body works, how your diabetes issue triggers high blood pressure and cholesterol issues. Now, for instance, if this is your sugar level, this is where your sugar level is, and it remains constant. When your sugar level remains normal at all times, your blood pressure balances everything. Your cholesterol remains, your good cholesterol, which is the HDL, balances normal. But when your sugar level goes high, then it causes problem to your blood pressure, it causes problem to your cholesterol. Now, when your sugar level goes high from this stage, normal to high, do you know what it does? Remember, when your sugar level is here, normal, your cholesterol is also normal, your blood pressure is also normal. Now, when your sugar level rises above the normal stage and be here, it will force your good cholesterol, which is here, to go down and then bring back your bad cholesterol up to be in the same par with your sugar level, high sugar level. And when you have high sugar level, high bad cholesterol, it causes you problem to develop all this blood pressure issues for it to become hypertensive. And that is why you have to, they ask you, controlling your sugar level at all times makes you to avoid all those temptations. Okay? So now I'm going to answer your question, Emma. Okay? So what is the diet for hypertension and diabetes? As I said, most of the dieting is very easy. Something, fruits and vegetables, lean meat, okay, low fat dairy, vegetables. Okay, you need more fibers, vegetables. The same diet for diabetics is more or less the same thing for hypertension. You got to have much of vegetables. Remember, vegetables has a lot of fiber in them, and then fruits. Okay, you got to take a lot of fruits. I'm not answering the question, what is the diet for hypertension and diabetics? fruit and vegetables. And then we'll have the lean meat. Okay, go for the lean meat. Okay, the lean meat. All right, low fat dairy, low fat dairy. Okay, whole grains. I've told you guys about whole grains, wheat, flour. Okay, whole grains, wheat flour, oatmeals. All those are good. Beans and nuts. Okay, these are some of the diet. And then excess good. You have to be physically fit. You have to involve yourself in active physical activities. Don't just all the time you are sitting indoor, you eat and sit indoor. You got to involve yourself in exercising. Those because if you are eating all those balanced diet and you're not balancing physical exercising, it might not work completely. So whatever you do, both your medication, your dieting also have to correlate with your exercising. You must be physically active. Okay. So to mention a few, these are some of the diets you have to concentrate yourself if you have hypertension, at the same time diabetes. Remember what I said? Low in carbs, high fiber. That's the mathematics. That's the equation. If you're diabetics or hypertensive, low carbs, more fiber. That is what you mean. That's what you need. You got to make sure you reduce your carbohydrate intake and increase your fiber intake. Okay. And then if you have hypertension, you're going to limit your sodium, salt. You're going to limit salt in your food. As I said, my rule of thumb. Okay. My rule of thumbs, if you have a family in the house, family of 2, 3, 4, and you are cooking for the family, when you are cooking, do not add salt in that pot of soup. Don't add salt, just cook it plainly. And then when you are serving the food in the table, in your dining table, you can put salt behind the dish. So let everybody individually take the amount of salt they need. Because my health issue might be different from your other person's health issue. So why do you want to complicate issue by putting too much salt in the food you're cooking? So cook the food plain, no salt. Then when you are dishing the dinner or the lunch or the breakfast on the dining table, you can put a salt on the table. Let everybody individually take the amount of salt they need depending on their health issue. So if you have a high blood pressure issue, you're going to limit the amount of salt, sodium in your food. Then avoid red meat. Red meat must be avoided at all costs. Red meat must be avoided at all costs. If you're hypertensive, you must avoid red meat, and even if you're diabetic. And again, palm oil. I've said it several times, palm oil must be avoided at all costs. Palm oil has the highest amount of cholesterol in them, and that is why it causes a lot of heart issues to men, especially in Africa. So palm oil, once in a while you can use it, and even if you're using it, use it in a smaller quantity, but you must avoid palm oil at all costs. It contains the highest amount of cholesterol in them, and too much of cholesterol leads you to have all this high blood pressure, hypertensive, bad heart attack, and all those things. So it must be avoided at all costs. Okay. So that is the question. So let me acknowledge Olubimi is here. Merry Christmas, Olubimi. How are you? Christmas coming up the season, and Happy New Year to you and your family. All right. Welcome back. Let's answer this question from Ekam Esen. He says, as a diabetic, how many sugar level is normal? How many is higher? It's very easy. Esen, as a diabetic, how many sugar level is normal? Your sugar level is supposed to be your sugar level is supposed to be between 0 and 7. Your sugar level, a normal sugar level is supposed to be between 0 and 7. You must make sure you keep your sugar level below 7 and not below 4. If it goes below 4, you are going in another territory of high blood pressure, low sugar, blood sugar. Don't allow your sugar level to dip low. That's going to cause you another problem. So to have a good sugar level, it must be between 0 and 7. But make sure you keep it below 7 at all times. If it's at 7, you are still okay. That means you are in the borderline. That's what we call pre-diabetics, borderline diabetics. Any slightest move to the right, it crosses 7. That is it. If it's on the borderline, if it's on 7, you can still control your sugar level to go back. You can't still reverse it back. You can't still delay it not to be for you not to be diabetic. But once it crosses 7, you are done for life. So you must make sure your sugar level for a normal human being is supposed to be below between 0 and 7. Don't allow you to cross 7. Okay, it's good. Make sure you keep it below 7, and make sure it doesn't go below 4 to 0. Because if you are going below 4 to 0, you are going to another territory. Okay, that means you are having a hypoglycemia, low sugar level. Okay, if it goes above 7, you're having hyperglycemia, high sugar level. So you must keep it within the range, between 4 and 7, to have a normal sugar level. Okay, millimeter per deciliter. Okay, I have another question coming in. I'm going to look at it later. Let me. Essen, I hope I've answered your question. As how many sugar level is normal? Okay, not how many sugar level is what is your blood sugar level. We call it what is the normal blood sugar level. The normal blood sugar level is 7, not above 7, below between 4 and 7, and not anything above 7. But make sure you keep it below 7. Okay, 4, 4.5, 4.2, 5.1, 5.6, 6.1, 6.2. All those range is okay for you, but don't allow it to go across 7 millimole per deciliter. All right. So let's go to Olubimi. How are you? Do you have any question for me? I have another question that comes in. Somebody asked me a question. I don't know what I should tell. How to prevent diabetics. We all know how to prevent diabetics. I believe this person is a new fan. Every question you ask is very important, so I'm not going to ignore it. It says how do you prevent diabetics? I'm going to answer it, because if you take your time to ask me a question, I shouldn't ignore your question. I'm going to read it. Okay. You're welcome, Essen. You're welcome. All right. How do you prevent diabetics? That's the question that came in. Okay. We all know it's very simple. How do we prevent diabetics? Prevention is better than cure, as you normally say it. Okay. Prevention is better than cure. So how do we prevent diabetics? Preventing diabetics is adequate routine checkup. First of all, you must cultivate the habit of regularly visiting your doctor. When I say visiting your doctor, does not mean you have to go and see your doctor every day. As a human being, as an adult, make sure you make it a point of duty that's okay. Every 6 months, I have to go and see my doctor for a medical checkup, full medical checkup, or every year I have to go and see my doctor for food. So routine medical checkup can help you prevent diabetics. Why do I say it can help you prevent diabetics? There are certain things doctors can see as a warning sign and advise you ahead of time in your routine checkup, and say, look, stay away from this, because I'm seeing something from your result that is not good. So that's a warning sign. And then if you are disciplined enough and go home and start practicing on those things, that can prevent you from having diabetics. So cultivating the idea of visiting your doctor early, routine checkup, can prevent you from not only diabetics, but also some other health issues. There are individuals that don't go to see their doctor at all, unless when they are critically ill. Then you see them rushing to the doctor. By that time, it's too late. But as an adult, make sure you bring out time. Make it every 6 months. I have to go and see my doctor to run a check on me, complete check, or every year. So doctor now now keep a record on you. And then there are certain things they can see from your blood work, and then they will advise you accordingly that you have to stay away from this, or you have to, or start medicating you early to avoid those illnesses. That is one. Then the other aspect of how to prevent diabetes is your lifestyle. Your lifestyle will depends if you are going to have diabetes or not, or can you prevent it. When I say lifestyles, lifestyle contains a lot of things. Okay. If you eat anyhow, if you are somebody that eats anyhow without giving a damn what you eat, you visit fast food joints, you eat a lot of things without even concerning the health issue is going to cause you. So your lifestyle will depend, because the kind of dieting you eat will depend, will you have diabetes or not. So if you eat anyhow, now you might be unlucky to go and do a test one day. They say you are diabetic because you'll be eating anyhow, without even taking into consideration the amount of carbs you are taking. You eat any sugary item, you can drink 4 bottles of Fanta, Coke, anything in 1 minute. So those are the lifestyles. So first of all, you have to make sure your lifestyle is healthy. You living a healthy lifestyle will now help you prevent or even delay diabetics occurring. So if you are eating a healthy lifestyle, if you are living a healthy lifestyle, when I say healthy lifestyle, it means you have to eat a balanced diet. You must make sure that your diet are healthy. You are cautious of what you eat, what you drink, and then you are living an active life. When I say active life, is that you have to be physically active. Exercising is very important. Okay, so your lifestyle changes also depends if you are going to prevent diabetes or even delay it from occurring. Lifestyle changes, eating a healthy diet, make sure that your food at all times are healthy, they are balanced. Make sure your food you consume a balanced diet, healthy, and also physically active. Those things can help you prevent diabetics and even delay it. Okay, reducing your carb intake, more fiber, proteins, all those is all balanced diet. And any balanced diet that does not contain carbohydrate is not balanced diet. Despite we are all cautious of carbohydrate, but any balanced diet that does not contain carbohydrate is not balanced diet. Your body still needs carbohydrate to function properly. Even though those carbohydrate also is form of sugar, your body needs it to function properly. Without carbohydrate, we cannot function. Without carbohydrate, no human being can function because they give us the energy for us to do a lot of things. But the question now is that you have to make sure you take your carbohydrate in moderation. That's what they say, low carbs, more fiber. Okay, you have to increase your fiber intake and reduce your carb intake. We all need carbohydrate to function properly. That carbohydrate is like a car. Our body is like a car. A car needs a fuel to go operate. If there's no fuel in your car, it's not going to move an inch. It can't even start. The same thing applies to your body. Our body needs carbohydrate. That carbohydrate is the energy that our body needs for us to do a lot of things. And once that our energy in our body are depleted, you see, we become weak, dizzy, until we replenish those energy back for us to get our strength back. So any balanced diet that does not contain carbohydrate is not a balanced diet. But the question now is that, okay, how many carbs in my diet? You have to learn how to count your carbs. And I've said it, every meal must have about 15 grams of carbohydrate to be a balanced diet. You need about 65 grams of carbohydrate a day. So you need about 15 grams of carbohydrate per meal for it to be a balanced diet. All right. So living a healthy lifestyle, living a healthy physical activities, being disciplined in visiting your doctor, routine checkup can also help you to prevent having diabetics. Okay, so that is very, very simple answer and a very important question. So every question given to me, I will honor it. So let's go to Olubibi question now. I noticed that those diabetic patients that are diabetic, I noticed that those diabetic patients that are on diabetic do lose weight. All right. So look at me. I'm going to answer your question. Just give me just 1 minute. Okay. I'm going to step away from the camera. Okay. Just give me 1 minute and I'll be back to answer your question. I'm going to step away from the camera and I'll come back and answer your question. All right. I'm back. Okay. Lubimi asked me a question. He says, I'll come back to other questions online here. Lubimi, just give me a minute. I'm going to answer your question. All right. Lubimi asked me a question. He says, he noticed a lot of diabetic patients that are on diabetic drug do lose weight or they become slim. Okay. All right. Yes. You know, I've said it before. When you're diabetic, if you go to your doctor, the first thing you see, they will measure your weight. If you go visit a doctor's office, they check your high blood pressure, measure your weight. Okay, ask some few questions. There's a reason for that. So if you're a diabetic, you hear most of the doctor tell you reduce your weight. Reducing weight as a diabetic is very important. You must reduce your weight. You must have a healthy weight. Now, 85% of most diabetic drug also help you to reduce your weight. You are taking those medications to control your sugar level. It also help you to reduce your weight. 85% of most diabetic drugs also help you to reduce your weight. So if you see them taking drugs and they are reducing their weight or they are slim, it might be most of these drugs they are taking helps them to reduce their weight because it's one of the options or one of the treatment plan. You must reduce your weight if you're diabetic. Okay. Now, if you are reducing weight that is the weight that is too much that you cannot explain, then you have to see a doctor to run a test. There might be other reasons why you are reducing too much weight. Yes, that drug is helping you to reduce weight, but now your weight reduction is in excessive. The doctors will going to run another test to see why you are reducing too much weight. One, to see if that drug you are taking is it giving you an adverse reaction that you are reducing your weight. Maybe they're going, if that drug is the problem, then they reduce the dosage of that drug. Maybe for instance, they're giving you something about 500 milligram dosage. He might reduce it to 250 milligram dosage to see. Now, if he sees that the drug you're taking is not the cause why you are reducing your weight, excessive weight, they run other tests to see. The most common one is to check your thyroid glands, your butterfly glands, to see if you're having a thyroid issue. I gave you guys an example. Like me, I removed one of my thyroid, the left thyroid. I removed one of my left thyroid when I become diabetics. So luckily, it attacked my thyroid. That was the fourth point of call. The first point of call, instead of attacking other organs like kidney or other, it attacked my thyroid, the left thyroid. So what happened was, I started noticing when I'm swallowing or when I'm drinking water, even common water, when I'm drinking water, I could see that I could feel a lump on my neck. You know, when you swallow something, you could feel that thing goes up and down in your throat. You could see something like it goes up and down. And I said, there's a problem. So I keep ignoring it. It go to an extent that even to swallow, to even drink common water, I'll put water in my mouth. I have to wait for about 5-10 minutes and swallow it just little by little, because I could feel that lump is getting bigger. So what happened was, instead of my lump to be pushing out, you know, there are some people you see in their neck, you could see a light goyota pushing out. Instead of my own to push out, it was pushing inside. But if you look my neck, I'm okay, but you don't know what I'm going through. So I went see my doctor. You know, it's funny. Okay, I have to go and see a doctor. Okay, so see my doctor. Now my doctor now refer me to a specialist that specializes in thyroid. So they run a check and they see that my thyroid, my left thyroid is getting big. Now it's pushing against my windpipe to breathe. And that is becoming fatal, that I could go to sleep and never wake up. So he booked me in, he called the hospital for an emergency, that I must be rushed in now to get it out, because that is going to become fatal. So the rush, I went to see the specialist. So you could see doctors, physicians have their boundaries. Okay, it's not like in Africa, you see one doctor does everything. Everybody knows their boundaries, even if they know what it is. You have to follow the rule and regulation, and they hand it over to the next specialist. So he referred me to the next specialist. Go to the specialist, he run the test. First of all, they check the lump to make sure that it's not cancerous. And they check it, they say, no, it's not cancerous. But due to it's pushing inward against my windpipe, that I could go to sleep and never wake up. Somebody I went to see a specialist the same day, I have to end up in a surgery the same minute, because they have to rush me in straight away to get it out. So now, but prior to that, I was losing weight. When I say I was losing weight every second. If you guys can see me now, okay, I'm like, even one is even bigger than me. You could see me, one is bigger than me. I was losing weight. I can't explain why I'm losing weight. I can't explain. I was losing weight. Everything was going out, not knowing that it's my thyroid that is the cause of me losing weight. So, and I could feel my heartbeat. Anybody sitting near me just an inch away can hear me. You don't need to come close to me. You can hear my heart, because that's one of the symptoms. If you are sitting just 1 meter away from me, you don't need to come near me. You will hear my heartbeat. So they rush me in, get the thyroid out, and then I regain my weight back. So I'm answering your question with examples. So if the drug you are taking, some of the diabetics drugs can cause you to lose weight. But if you are losing more than the necessary weight, the doctor is going to run a test to find out, is it the drug I'm giving you is causing you an advantage to lose weight? If they check the drug that is not the drug, then they run for another test, check your thyroid to make sure your thyroid are functioning properly. In my own case, my thyroid is not functioning, it's overreactive thyroid. Mine is overreactive thyroid. We have overreactive thyroid, we have underreactive thyroid. Mine is overreactive thyroid. So they have to check your thyroid to see if your thyroid are functioning properly. And if your thyroid is functioning properly, then they have to run another test. The last one they have to do was, now, so when I remove my left thyroid, I regain my weight back, everything comes normal. Now, the other aspect of it that might cause you to lose weight is that, remember I said, when your energy is depleted, it goes into your cells where you store your energy to take some to give you that strength back. Now, if your sugar level is too much, when your sugar level rises, you are peeing a lot. You are frequently peeing. You can just go and pee in this minute, in the next minute you are rushing back. Now, each of those times you are rushing to the washroom, you are losing fluid because now your body is not grabbing all the fluid in your system. Your excess sugar, any fluid in your system, you are not experiencing dehydration. So those spewing, you are removing all the fluid in your body because now your body is not digging into your cells to grab energy, to give you that strength. And when they grab it and bring it to the bloodstream, you are peeing. So because of that excessive loss of fluid in your body, you can also lose weight. So these are certain things they will check. And that is why they ask you, controlling your sugar level at all times will mitigate against you having all this loss of weight. Are you going to lose weight? Yes, but it's not going to be excessive. So I believe, Olubimi, I believe you understand why people that are on drugs, that are diabetics, lose weight. There are different criteria they're going to use to check why you are losing weight. Either your medications, the dosage is too high, they have to reduce the dosage, or check if it is not the dosage of the drug you are taking, or they can even remove it from that drug and give you another drug. Maybe that drug they are giving you is too powerful, and then they can stop you from that drug and give you another one. And if it's not a drug issue, then they run a test of your thyroid glands to make sure they are working properly, to make sure you're not having overreactive or underreactive thyroid, your T3, T4 thyroid. If that is not okay, then they have to go back to your sugar level and find out if you are still, your sugar level still remains high, excessive high, you are losing a lot of fluid in your body, you're experiencing dehydration, that also causes you to lose weight and you become slim. Okay? So I hope I've answered your question. I know it's a long answer, but I believe from what I said, you understand why you see people lose weight. Okay? All right. You're welcome. Let's go to the next question. Somebody's asking what is the safest blood pressure medication for diabetics. You know why I don't give prescription online here? I don't want to recommend or say something here and you go and take it and then have a health issue and then you refer back to me. No. As I said, I can only do that if you're my patient, that I know that I have your health record, then I can. So that is why I try to desist from giving, like this question says, what is the safest blood pressure medication for diabetics? Because sometimes when I say, okay, this drug, now people start going to go and take that drug and they take it and they have consequences. They say, oh, it is this page that asks me to go and take it. So that is why I tend to stay away. All I can say to you, you ask me this question, there are a lot of safest drug for medications, but I will refer you to go and see your doctor. Why? Your doctor have your health record. He knows your health issues. So he or she can recommend the safest drug for diabetics for you. But I'm not going to list them here on this page in order not to, because I don't want to do that. I know what I'm trying to avoid, okay? I will only advise you to see your doctor. There are a lot of safest drug for diabetics that can help you to manage your diabetes very well. So the best point of call is to see your doctor for that. I tend to stay away from listing them here and then you rush. They are correct drugs, okay? But the question, doctors recommend you drug depending on your health issues. So if I might put up list of drugs here now, you go and get them, and you have underlying illnesses, it becomes worse. And then they'll say, where did you get, who prescribed it for you? They say, go to this page, and I'll become liable. So for that, I tend to stay away from it. I'll recommend you to go and see your doctor to recommend you a medication that is going to treat your diabetes. And I always say in this page, you must listen to your doctor at all times. Listen to your doctor at all times. I'm only going to give you guidance, okay? Except I'm seeing you as a patient, then that's a different thing. It's off page because I have your health record. But other than that, it is better you listen to your doctor at all times. You are in a safe hand if you're following the doctor's prescriptions, order, the treatment plan. That is going to help you a lot. Okay? But if you see anybody on the street telling you, oh, there's a cure for diabetics, you're just wasting your money. That is fake. Diabetes cannot be cured. It can only be managed. There's no cure for diabetes. So a lot of people selling drugs on the street, oh, cure, oh, there's a cure. There is no cure for diabetics. Forget it. Okay? You can never cure diabetes, but you can manage it and live a normal life for a longer period of time. Longer period of time. And I've given you an example. My own mom, okay, my own mom is about 86 years now, getting to 87 years now. She has been living with diabetes for 35 years. and she's still healthy up to today. 35 years counting, she's still living with diabetes, and she's still healthy because she understands the basis of diabetes. She understands the rules and regulations governing diabetes. While my niece, my uncles that have diabetes just less than 2 years, they pass on. Some live 2-3 years, they pass on. But my mom still keep going because they understand. It's all about knowledge. It's all about understanding the basics, the rules and regulations governing diabetes. If you stay within that rules and regulation, you are going to live a normal life. But when you stay away from those rules and regulations, when you step away from that cycle, then you're inviting trouble. Okay? So there is no cure for diabetes. You can only manage it and live a normal life. But you have to obey the rules and regulations governing diabetes. Okay, so let's go to the next question. This question says, can untreated hypertension lead to diabetes? Can untreated hypertension lead to diabetes? Um, can untreated hypertension lead to diabetes? I need an answer. Can somebody answer it? Can untreated hypertension lead to diabetes? Can somebody answer it for me? Yes or no? Um, yes or no? Can somebody answer that question? Can untreated hypertension lead to diabetes? That is the next question. I'm waiting for an answer. Who's going to answer that question? Can untreated hypertension lead to diabetes? Can untreated hypertension lead to diabetes? All right. The answer is yes. It can lead to a cluster of health conditions. Okay. High blood pressure raises the risk of metabolic syndrome, and that metabolic syndrome are cluster of other health issues like stroke, heart disease, and even diabetes. Okay, high blood pressure raises the risk of metabolic syndrome. Remember, type 1 diabetes is metabolic. Okay, it's a metabolic syndrome. So yes, it's going to lead you to other cluster of health issues, stroke, heart disease, and even diabetes. That is as simple as it is. If you don't treat your high blood pressure, yes, it's going to lead you to other health issues. The same thing, if you don't control your sugar level, it's going to also lead you to other health issues. So that is why I say they are all interwoven. As soon as you get one, try to make sure you treat it before it leads you to have other issues. If you are hypertensive now and not diabetics, or have high blood, have a cholesterol issue, control your hypertensive now. Just do whatever you can do to make sure you are managing it properly, because it's going to cause you to have become diabetics or cholesterol issue if you are not treating your high blood pressure issue very well. So if you're hypertensive now and you are not a diabetic patient and you don't have a high cholesterol issue, just kneel down and thank your God that you're only dealing with one health issue. If you don't take control of that hypertension, then it can lead you to have diabetics, heart disease, or even stroke. So just be warned. Make sure you deal with that. Um, I have another question here. I've answered this question, but I've answered this question here. So let's talk about Christmas. Who travel? Are you guys? Did you guys travel? Who travel? Or are you still within the city? What did you guys do for this Christmas? What did you guys do for this Christmas? I need a Christmas story. Can somebody share a Christmas story for me? Somebody share a Christmas story for me. Somebody share a Christmas story for me. Well, we have about 15 minutes to go. I have 15 minutes more, then I'm done. So I can allow you guys to go and enjoy your holiday. 15 minutes more, be done. We have 15 minutes more and I'm done. Any more question? We have 15 minutes more and then we are done. I'm almost 2 hours here, so all right. Okay, so in the absence of any further question, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it a day. All right, I'm gonna call it a day, and I'm gonna wish each and every one of you a happy New Year in advance. We're gonna connect in the new year. After New Year, we're gonna resume our broadcasts, and then I hope you guys are enjoying the videos that are being posted on the page. Please keep watching the videos. We need to raise the numbers. We need to increase uh, the followership. Okay, share the page to other people. Invite others to join the page. We need to increase the followership number. Okay, so 2024, I'm going to put much time. I'm going to put out a lot of content out there, and I'm going to put out more time so that we can engage in the issues of diabetics. But building the community is all about everybody. Okay, we have to increase the numbers on the page. Make sure the followership grows, up to 100,000 and above, and then make sure you guys watch the video. Okay, try to watch the video at your own time. There are a lot of content out there that you can watch and learn one or two things. Okay, don't spend your data on nothing. If you are battling this issue, invest in your health. If you are going to buy a data and put on your phone to watch one of the video from the beginning to the end and learn one or two things, you are investing in your health. Okay, but don't go and use your data on things that doesn't matter to you. You come first before any other person. Your family come first before any other person. So try to watch the videos, learn. Okay, and if after watching the videos and you have further questions, then send me a text message or and I'm going to respond. So this 2024, we're going to make difference. We're going to first of all increase the followership, okay, and also make sure that the videos are watched from the beginning to the end. Don't just watch 1, 2, 3, 5 minutes and then you are gone. Sometime when the videos, most of the content are in the middle or towards the end. So you're going to exercise patience when watching the video. Watch the intro to the middle of the program and then to the end. So if you watch the beginning and go, maybe you are losing a lot. So it's all about investing in yourself and watching the videos. So try to watch the videos if that is out there. Okay. So 2024 is going to be a good year for each and every one of us. So I'm going to wish each and every member of my extended families and friends, happy new year. Okay. Do not forget, if this is your first time to come across my page, if you've not followed me or if you've not joined the page, go and subscribe to my page. It costs you nothing. You just hit the button, you become a member of the page so that anytime we have a new content, you'll be notified. Okay, when I'm doing a live video like this, you'll be notified that there's a program going on, and then you can join and then ask your questions. Okay, so if you have not subscribed, if this is your first time to come across my page, kindly go and subscribe, okay, to my page. All right, and then I entertain any questions that you ask. So feel free to ask questions. And if you've not watched my videos, kindly do so. Okay, kindly go and watch the videos. It's very important you watch the videos. Okay, very, very important you watch the videos. All right. So in the absence of in the absence of any other thing, I'm going to wish all of you a merry and wonderful new year. So I'm going to see you guys in the new year period for us to continue where we stop. So do not forget to subscribe to my page. Stay blessed, and then goodbye. All right. Okay, I'm going to allow you guys to go. So let me go and then Let me switch off. All right. All right. So I'm going to let you guys go now. Bye bye. Bye bye. South African people say tatenda. Okay. See you guys next time. Bye. Bye.